It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am your host, Kevin McIntosh. A lot to get into, specifically starting off with what happened overnight. Specifically, overnight storms bring a lot of rain and even more severe weather. Here's a video, if you're watching on CivicCenterTV.com, from Brian James of Sylvan Lake, showing lightning flash in the night skies above the prettiest little city. A small showing of what hopefully you missed while you were having some very, very good sleep. By the way, despite the storms, there was minimal power outages, at least in our area, reported by DTE. Just a couple of small pockets near the Lone Pine and Orchard Lake area just before we actually started the show today. So hopefully a lot less of that severe weather going forward, but we will continuously keep you updated right here on The Splash as we hear more. Speaking of things going on locally, highly anticipated college football video game has launched, and a local legend is on the campaign trail to make it a hit. Front and center on a special deluxe edition cover of the EA Sports College Football 25, West Bloomfield's very own Donovan Edwards, gracing the cover representing the defending national champions, Michigan Wolverines. Put some respect on it. Defending national champions on the hottest sports video game in years, literally. And early release customers got in the game on Monday, July 15th, and Donovan Edwards, a.k.a. The Don, had began his PR campaign trail over the weekend, including with his counterpart from MSU, acclaimed Madden YouTuber MMG. Donovan had a chance to have people on a national stage to get to know him like we do right here in West Bloomfield, and sharing what he enjoys most about his national stage.
Like May and like my free time, usually I've done like a lot of like mentorships and like talking to kids and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Like in Detroit, you know, just like planting the seeds of wisdom into people's minds, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I love that, dude. I mean, especially where you're at, you're a huge role model, so.
Right.
Now you got to show up for the Michigan fans.
I'll take that. I'll take that. It's down. All we need is one. Support everybody. Take care of one another. Be
That's
the best.
awesome, dude. I'm glad you're doing that. Ooh.
Be the best, you know what I'm saying? Be the best people that we could be. You know what I'm saying? Just anything that doesn't align with what God's will is for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm all about.
Woo, that gameplay looks very, very serious if you was watching on Civic Center TV. Donovan and MMG got to talking about their good old days on the high school gridiron, including stories talking about their 7-on-7 play, which is where first of the many Lakers shout-outs actually came from.
I went to West Bloomfield.
Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, you guys got a squad, though. You guys got a squad.
Yep, always the great teammate. Donovan pointed out his former dynamic duo making a great play for the other team.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Come on, C-Love.
What kind of move
That's
we got
my boy
here?
Dylan Tatum, too. That's my boy Dylan Tatum. Shout out to him. He went to West Bloomfield, too. That's my boy.
Nice, nice. And lastly, another set of praises for a rising U of M star and a familiar name right here in West Bloomfield, Samaj Morgan.
I got you off balance. You're preaching right now.
That's uncharacteristic, though. You know what I'm saying? Real game, I was catching that. You know what I'm saying? That's Samaj Morgan. Shout out to number 0. You know what I'm saying?
Nice, nice. But it wasn't just Wolverines and Spartans getting a head start on college football 25. Even the Young Bucks got in the game this go round. So you're watching on Civic Center TV. We'll show you a photo from the Punisher, a.k.a. Brandon Davis Swain, showing the freshman in his Colorado Buffs 91. You can see right here, 70 overall rating coming into his freshman year. That's just his freshman year. Rating is only going to go up under the leadership of Coach Prime. We believe EA Sports College Football 25 is now available on next-gen consoles, with the first day for 9 pre-order games being on Friday, July 19th. $69.99, by the way. I think I might wait for it to be on sale. But we love that, and we'll continuously keep you updated too. But close to home, another legend is building the next generation skills on and off the basketball court. And our team's very own Peyton Skyver has a story.
Young athletes of the community are starting their morning off here in the West Bloomfield High School Gymnasium, where they are participating in the Gregory Kelser Basketball Camp. Hosted by former NBA player and Michigan State basketball alum Gregory Kelser, this camp is open to boys and girls ages 7 through 17. And it is a great way for them to come and not only build their basketball skills, but learn about the importance of teamwork, leadership, and education in their lives.
What we do, we enjoy helping the boys and girls grow and enhance their basketball skills while also emphasizing the importance of education and other things that are going to be vital in their lives.
How do you go about emphasizing education and other skills besides just basketball skills?
We talk to the kids, and we give them sometimes little assignments, that are geared to make them think and use their minds, exercise their minds as well as their bodies. And we encourage them to use the same determination and discipline that they bring to any sporting endeavor, take it to the classroom as well, because the whole idea is to develop the full person. You know, you've got great potential in lots of areas, so why just, emphasize one? Let's be all we can be in every area.
I guess I've worked in this camp over 10 years. I've been knowing Mr. Kelser all my life. I'm also the head coach in for high school's alma mater. So the camp builds great relationships with kids, with the coaches. Different coaches come every year just to build that camaraderie with everybody. Yeah.
Along with basketball, what do you hope these kids take away from these camps?
Just life skills, life lessons, learning how to work hard, working through adversity, working through things that they're not normally used to doing. You know, that's what the camp also teaches you.
Seeing these youngsters come as 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, and then some years later see them in high school and then in college and then on into their various fields of endeavor, and then becoming parents themselves and then bringing their kids to this camp. And then the process just repeating again. That's probably the biggest thrill, the impact that we're able to have. Listen, we're not the reason why these individuals, these children are going to be successful, but we like to feel like maybe we had some small part in the overall effort to help them grow and develop.
A national champion with Michigan State in the 70s, Kelser knew early in his career that he wanted to give back to the next generation of players, something he began right here in West Bloomfield.
1978 was my first year as a basketball camp owner, and we started at the Jewish Center right here again in the city of West Bloomfield, and it has grown from there. I've still got a lot of passion for the game, so we'll take it one year at a time and continue to try and have as much impact as we possibly can on each new group of children. And the thing is, we have repeat children. We have kids that start at 7 and go all the way to age 15 with the basketball camp. So we kind of able to watch them grow and come back each year, a few inches taller, and that sort of thing, a little bit stronger and better.
The athletes at the Gregory Kelser Basketball Camp are walking away with more than a new understanding of basketball. Through emphasizing the importance of education and determination to building important life skills, this camp truly will have a lasting impact on these campers' lives. With Civic Center TV, I'm Peyton Skyver.
Thank you, Peyton. You can learn more about the Greg Kelser Basketball Camp and its history right here in West Bloomfield from the man himself in a recent interview we conducted with him on The Splash. You go on demand now on civiccentertv.com, and you should be able to pull that up. As a matter of fact, if you're watching on Civic Center TV now, you should be able to scan the QR code with your smartphone right now. It'll take you directly to a link to all of our social pages and give you an opportunity to check out our on-demand content as well. And we're keeping things local per usual. Over the weekend, the West Bloomfield Fire Department responded to a residential fire in the Maple and Farmington Road area, quickly tending to the fire with officials from 5 of our local fire stations. Residents of the home called 911 at the returning home and noticing smoke blowing out of their home. Firefighters were able to extinguish the fire and save the family dog. But unfortunately, after a trip to the emergency vet, the dog did sadly pass away. The fire department said there were no additional injuries as a result of the fire and warns residents to avoid keeping combustible materials near heat sources. And of course, please test those smoke alarms and the batteries as well. Keep up to date with our fire department and find more helpful advice on their Facebook, WB Fire Department on Facebook, for more information. Just to keep you updated, July is National Vehicle Theft Protection Month, which aims to highlight the severity of motor vehicle theft, and provide consumers with preventative measures to protect their vehicles. According to National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, in 2023 alone, over 1 million vehicle thefts were reported nationally. Authorities would like to remind Michiganders that there are steps that they can take to avoid being another statistic. And right here on the Splash Live to talk about some of those steps, we have West Bloomfield Deputy Chief Dale Young. Thank you for being here, Deputy Chief Dale Young. And first and foremost, let's talk about National Vehicle Theft Protection Month. What are the main goals of this awareness campaign?
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me on the show. And to answer that question, it is prevention. That's the primary goal. And some of the tips that were put out yesterday are stuff that we'd like to echo for the community that's watching. And some of those steps are things like parking in a well-lit area, that make sure that if you have your valuables stored in your car, that you are keeping them out of sight.
Right.
Some of the suggestions are putting them in your glove box, and to consider activating a anti-theft device. And if you don't have one and you do have the means, is contacting a manufacturer to put that in.
Yeah, there you go. Well said. Now, these things you would think common sense, common knowledge, but sometimes, even when we're in a rush, we're just moving, we may forget some things. Just throw a bag with a laptop just right there on the seat. Sometimes even just throw the laptop or a cell phone right there open in the seat. Nowadays, with the heat, we might leave the windows down, that type of thing. So things just to be aware of, make it a little bit harder. Now, we know we just went over the statistics nationally. Over 1 million vehicle thefts reported in 2023. Are there any local statistics that you have specific to the West Bloomfield area you can share with us?
Yes, and thankfully, they're much lower than that. So I can tell you that from January 1st of this year to today, we've experienced 10 of them. So while that's not zero, I am encouraged that it's not a lot.
Yes, so year to date, we're talking about 10 motor vehicle thefts reported in the greater West Bloomfield area. Are there any, and join us right here on the Splash Live, by the way, Deputy Chief for West Bloomfield Police Department, Dale Young. Let's get into some of the common methods that thieves use to steal vehicles. Can you share those with us?
Sure. The most common will be, unfortunately, unlocked doors. Some of the more sophisticated thefts happen when they have specialized key fobs. And then, sometimes it happens where maybe a window is broken out.
So that just brought me to another great idea, right? So when you are looking at your vehicle, if it's been broken into, not necessarily stolen, but broken into, how should someone approach that? You see the glass falling or it's all on the ground and in your car. Is it safe to just immediately get in, drive off, whatever the case? Do we immediately call the police? Do we search the perimeter, see if the person's still around? How should we do that from your perspective?
Well, from my perspective, I think the most prudent thing to do is to call the police. We'll come out, make sure that we have a chance to investigate what we can. And if there's evidence to be collected, maybe there's fingerprints, maybe there's blood that's left behind, especially if they busted out a window. Those are things that we can collect and analyze at a later date.
Okay, thank you. And like, once again, seems like common knowledge, but it's just good to know. Some people are in a total state of shock immediately when this type of thing tends to happen. So it's good to know that we have our resources available. Deputy Chief for West Bloomfield Police Department, Dale Young, joining us right here on the Splash Live, talking about motor vehicle theft in the United States and specifically right here in the greater West Bloomfield area. Are there any particular types of vehicles, makes and models that seem to be on the radar more, or any locations in West Bloomfield specifically that are more vulnerable?
Well, starting with locations, unfortunately, there's not any particular location. This is unfortunately a West Bloomfield wide issue. In terms of the types of vehicles that are taken, it varies. A lot of times it's related to the opportunity that presents itself for these individuals.
Right. Yeah, I understand this case by case, and it may not be anything in particular. I know at one point there were a specific make and model that thefts were targeting that was a lot easier, but it doesn't seem to be the case specifically here in our area. But overall, like Deputy Chief Dale Young is saying, make sure you are doing your due diligence, cross your T's, dot your I's before you leave your vehicle. Are there any initiatives, programs currently being thought of or underway, developed by the West Bloomfield Police Department for preventing motor vehicle thefts?
Well, just what we're doing here is educating the public. We also put notices on our Facebook. So if the public is not aware of it, we are on Facebook, and I encourage you to follow us. And then the other thing is that we share intelligence information with area agencies around us, so that as we learn things, we pass this on to the public, and we also make sure that our officers are aware of what's happening.
Great information. Don't want to hold you up too much longer, Deputy Chief Dale Young. Appreciate your time. Lastly, anything that the community can do as a whole to get involved in helping prevent motor vehicle thefts and support law enforcement?
Well, I will say that if neighbors see something that looks unusual, is to give us a call. We'll come out. It's never a bother, and we will determine what's going on. I also would highly recommend that people follow some of the tips that we outlined today, so that it makes it that much harder for individuals to steal vehicles.
Yeah, well said. If you see something, say something. Don't just sit by, especially if it looks suspicious. Thank you for that information once again. Deputy Chief for West Bloomfield Police Department, Dale Young, we appreciate your time so much, sir.
Have a good day.
Absolutely. You have a better one. And that's just great information for you to know and for you to be aware of. We may not be as prone to motor vehicle thefts as other areas in Michigan or nationally, but we still want to make sure we are aware and we're being proactive instead of reactive for those type of situations. But since we are kind of keeping things on a positive note, I should say, raising money and avocation with Walk for Friend. It's a nice upcoming event in our local area for you to participate in and do a good deed. Join us right here on the Splash Live to talk a little bit more about it. We have director, co-founder of the Friendship Circle, Bassi Shimtov. I appreciate you for being here. Let's just start off. What is the inspiration behind this event, Walk for Friendship?
So Friendship Circle is a place where we really bring out the connection and the beauty of individuals who have special needs. And we allow hundreds of teens, adults to witness and experience this friendship. So this event, the Walk for Friendship, is a time that we welcome the Hall community. And we say, come join us and experience what it feels like to be in a place where is open, accepting, non-judgmental, and really ultimately pure friendship, experiencing it together and sharing with the world of how we should view individuals who have special needs.
Good point. Now, this isn't the first or inaugural event, so can you just talk about how the event has evolved over the years?
Yeah, so our very first Walk for Friendship was all the way back in 2005. It was an amazing first event. We had about 600 walkers. We raised $100,000, and now this year our goal is $1 million to raise, and we are hoping to have close to 4,000 walkers. So it's going to be an amazing event. It is the 19th year. At the same time, it is coming up on our 30th anniversary for Friendship Circle, the founding of Friendship Circle in general. So that has been a very exciting year to work up to.
I bet, yes. Celebrating almost 20 years of the event, 30 years of the Friendship Circle. Great work, longevity. That speaks a lot to the leadership and everything going on there specifically. Now, can we get into a little bit more details? We're walking, we're fundraising. What can people literally expect when they show up to support this event?
So I mean, we have so many teams already and individual fundraisers. You could come to walkforfriendship.org and you could sign up as a free registered walker. We want everyone to be able to join this free, great, amazing event. Awesome food. We're having a concert with Nissan Black. He's a phenomenal rapper.
Nice.
And then we have all of these rides and activities, free food, t-shirts. Everybody gets a free t-shirt. So you could go to walkforfriendship.org. Please register. We want every walker. We want everybody to be included. And then, of course, please, you could set up a page and try to fundraise. Every dollar counts. And that all happens on friendshipcircle.org.
Absolutely. Right here on the Splash Live, joining us, director and co-founder from the Friendship Circle, Bassie Shimtoff, talking about the Walk for Friendship event September 1st. Now, I kind of want to be a little bit more clear on this, right? So Walk for Friendship, we're raising money. There's a lot going on. We're literally walking. What's the trail for the walk? How long is the walk? Can we talk about that?
Yes. So we will be starting at the Farber Center, which is off of Drake and Walnut. And it's just over a mile walking towards to the Friendship Circles campus, which is off of Maple between Drake and Halstead. So it's September 1st. Registration is 10:30. It's just over a mile walk. And there are great festivities at the beginning and at the end.
Nice. I mean, you already said T-shirts, food, music, activities. I mean, it seemed like it's a lot going on. It's a lot for everyone, whether you want to walk or not. So, any favorite memories from these events for you personally, Bassie?
This, it's one of a kind. I mean, there are not too many walks that it is free to join. And the point is, it's not about the free. It's about the environment, the energy that every single person is wanted and welcome. It is a place where you just feel like you could belong, and you do belong. Once you're there, you're part of the community. You're part of the family, and there's an energy that you can't really describe over TV, but it's there.
See, your host, this is such a huge event. If you're watching on Civic Center TV, you can see a lot. She said 600 people at one time. We're expecting like 3,000 now. This is a huge, large-scale event. Can you just talk about the challenges that you face when setting up such an event like this?
We have hundreds of volunteers. Our entire staff is all involved, setting up for 2 days prior. It's both of our properties, so we could pre-set up. And it's very well-oiled machine by now. It is very organized and lots of work, worth it every minute of it, because again, it's not just the funds raised that is very important. It is really an awareness to how to view those with special needs, not to judge by what we see on the outside, but to realize there's that potential and that beauty within.
Good point. Good point. Well said. Also, right here on the Splash Live, joining us, Bassie Shimtoff, director and co-founder of the Friendship Circle, discussing the Walk for Friendship event September 1st. Also, since we are raising funds, can you just talk about how the funds being raised actually helps programs and services from the Friendship Circle?
Yes, right now, currently, we are in the middle of a 5-week day camp for 60 individuals with special needs, 60 volunteers, and about 35 staff. This is going on right now for 5 weeks. Then we have a 2-week overnight camp. And then throughout the whole school year, whenever there is school off and children with special needs are at home, which is not easy, that's when we come into play. And we are there to support the families, be there for the children. We have sports, music, art, dance, you name it. Families can sign up their child with special needs, and that's where the dollars are going to, allowing us to be there for the families, support them as a family member, and make it all happen.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad that you're explaining that. You're letting people know that you are a resource. You are available for anyone who are experiencing, have children with special needs and things of that night, especially during the summertime when all the kids are, pretty much out. But can you just talk about any future goals for Walk for Friendship and the Friendship Circle in general in terms of growth and the impact in the community?
Every day, every year, we are working on listening to what our community needs. Currently, we have, as I mentioned, hundreds of teen volunteers. So we're also supporting them from a mental health standpoint. So when we see and hear a need of our community, we're going right along with that and expanding and creating programming that is needed. Like right now, Friendship Circle is focusing a lot also on vocational opportunities for our adults with special needs. Many of our kids are now stuck at home, not able to, what could they do when they're done school at 26? It becomes really challenging to find a good place. So thank God more things have come around the community, and Friendship Circle really is focusing as well over there where we have our Dakota Bakery, our cafe, our art studio, and we're continuing to expand new opportunities for vocational opportunities for our young adults.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it, and we're always being an advocate for it here at the Splash Live and Civic Center, by the way. So lastly, just give out any of the important information about the event. Anyone who's interested in volunteering, please just give that out again.
Yes, thank you. If you go again to walkforfriendship.org, you could sign up as a volunteer for the walk itself. You could find our information and sign up to volunteer at Friendship Circle with a child with special needs. Please donate. Every dollar counts. Yeah. And please register as a walker. For the very first year this year, we have a tracker for how many walkers are registered, and we're really trying to get 3,500 registered walkers. So please come on our website, join us, be a part of this great opportunity, and you will not regret it. It's going to be fun.
Oh, I'm so excited, and I'm happy that we are here to support it and put the word out about it. Thank you again. We appreciate your time for being here once again. Bassie Shimtoff, co-founder and director of the Friendship Circle, talking about the Walk for Friendship event September 1st. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day.
Great event for our local greater West Bloomfield community. Like we said, Friendship Circle Walk for Friendship event looking to raise $1 million, and they need your help. If you want to participate and find out more about the event happening on Sunday, September 1st, go to their website, friendshipcircle.com, or of course, go directly to them on Facebook, FC Michigan, to find out more about everything Friendship Circle and the Walk for Friendship event. We have a lot more to talk about coming up on the show to keep you updated, and everything that is live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
We've got news. Civic Center TV just reached 1 million views on YouTube. Over the years, we've filed over 10,000 stories. We've covered local parades and events, life-saving efforts by first responders, remarkable accomplishments of local individuals, state championship athletic teams, and our area's history, government, and the people who volunteer to make our community better. Civic Center TV on cable, online, and on social media, now with over 1 million views on YouTube. Civic Center TV, thanks for watching. You're 1 in a million.
Good nutrition can help make sure you have enough iron, calcium, and vitamin C in your body, which can make it harder for lead to enter your bloodstream. Help protect your family from the harmful effects of lead.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Live, local, and social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for watching and listening to us. I'm your host for today, Kevin McIntosh. Per usual, a lot to talk about. Make sure you keep up with everything Civic Center TV and the Splash Live on all of our social media. Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook, Civic Center TV on YouTube as well. With important elections coming up, any information people receive about their candidates is extremely important and crucial. And any chance that those candidates have to share their visions for the future is just as important. And a recent open forum with the League of Women's Voters helped to provide a clear and fair platform for everyone to get the information that they need. And we sent our very own Jake Schaff out to hear what some of the voters actually had to say.
2024 is a crucial year when it comes to elections. And if you want to make a difference in your community, it's important to have all of the information. And the West Bloomfield League of Women Voters is doing their part to keep their community informed with a recent open forum debate inviting candidates from several crucial upcoming elections to speak their minds and share their policies in a clean, civil, and fair way, and to maybe turn some possible undecided voters over to their side to help them gain a little bit more traction come November.
The event taking place here is a great opportunity to hear candidates answer specific questions in a civilized forum. Everybody gets asked the same question. Everybody has the same amount of time to answer. We have a hard and fast rule that there is no calling of names or bringing up other people in your answer, so you can't disparage other candidates. You're supposed to talk about what you would do. And I've seen them stop an event when people were disparaging other candidates.
Yes, and it's a nonpartisan event, so it's for Democrats, Republicans, and it's just to get to know your candidates that are going to be on the ballot, and that's really important for you to help you make your decision.
When you have major events, people get aroused and get riled up sometimes. So I think that a more civic or civil event like this is good. Very personal. One up and be able to talk to each one of the candidates personally, I think is better than standing just in a big rally.
I think that there's a lot riding on this election, not only from like a presidential standpoint, but specifically local. I mean, You talk about the local, and sometimes people tend to downplay that, but actually local is very vital. So I think being able to actually be in an environment where we get to see them face to face is a huge deal.
It's very important for voters to see and understand where candidates stand on positions. This is not about politics. It's about policies that are being enacted that affect every single one of our lives. And for people to try to stay home in this election is not an option this time. Fill up your gas tank, go to the grocery store, look at your taxes. There is so much at stake with all of these things escalating, with inflation off the charts. It's time for people, the way that we can make a difference is by getting out and voting.
What are some of the biggest things you hope that the visitors take away after coming here tonight?
I hope they take away that being involved in democracy matters. I don't want to call it a sport, but if we want a good democracy, we have to participate and we have to step up. And these are ways you can do it, and it's not painful.
Yeah. And everybody's voice counts, and people should use their voice. It's important to get what they believe in, the things that they feel they need.
With several debates over the last few years becoming more intense and combative, it's nice to see forums such as these where everything gets to be fair for both the candidates and the civilians as well. Let's hope the candidates were able to get their points across tonight, and let's hope the civilians have all the information they need for when they make these crucial decisions in just a few months. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Great story. Great information to know about events that's happening locally that are nonpartisan and just non-biased, and just gives all candidates an opportunity to explain their policies and their plans for the future, and also gives local residents an opportunity to listen and ask questions. Something very, very, very important. You can watch the recap of that, the League of Women's Voters open forum on our website, civiccentertv.com, on the on-demand tab, or you can obviously, or not obviously, but if you're watching on Civic Center TV, take your smartphone, scan that QR code, and click on that link that it takes so you can keep up with everything Civic Center TV and the Splash Live. Going from voting to talking about our veterans who help protect our democracy and our right to vote, we want to talk about a local event that helps advocate for veterans right here in our greater community, specifically in Sylvan Lake. We have a few residents that actually came together and organized an event for local veterans to actually come together, have a common safe space to talk about stories and more. Join us right here on the Splash Live to talk about that event and in details. We have Pete Peters Greg Miller and Helen Jane Peters join us on The Splash. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh.
Thank
Good
you.
morning. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're talking about a very, very unique situation and event I want to talk about. Starting with you, Helen, if you don't mind. What inspired you and Pete to actually host this local veterans meeting event?
Well, this has been going on since May of 2022, right, Greg? And I think it was Kathy Robbins and Greg Miller's idea to get the veterans together for coffee and just talk and share their experiences from being in the service. So different residents take turns doing this over the course of the year. And it's always nice to do it in July, which is a very patriotic month. And we were planning to be outside and on our deck. And Mother Nature had different plans for us, so we ended up being in our dining room.
That's very, very... Oh, go ahead. Please, continue.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's very, very welcoming of you all to welcome everyone inside your home, especially during, you know, that event with the weather happening at the time. But that just goes to show the hospitality that you all have. Greg, I have a question for you, just kind of leading off. Can you just talk about the branch of military that you served in first and foremost?
So I was in the Navy, 75 through 79, stationed on USS Truckee out of Norfolk. So we have all branches represented in the meeting, and you know, we get a chance to share our own stories, and you know, there's not a whole lot of other opportunities for a lot of the veterans to share their stories with other people that can kind of understand what they went through and may have similar, oh yeah, I've been to that base, or I've been in that theater, and I was in the same branch, and we had similar experiences. So that's really good. Pete was in the Coast Guard too, so he represents the Coast Guard.
Okay.
And just one thing I wanted to add is that Kelly Krause is also very instrumental in this our having our monthly meetings. She helps to coordinate the locations for us, and it includes also our community center and some local businesses too.
Yes.
The Evolve and the Grill.
Yes, and we're very familiar with Kelly Krause also, so thank you for her help as well. And join us right here on the Splash Live, Helen Jane Peters, Pete Peters, and Greg Miller, some veterans in the Sylvan Lake area, talking about their veterans meeting that they recently hosted in the area. Now, Greg, just getting back to you, what do you find most valuable about these meetings being a veteran?
So, like I mentioned, that it's an opportunity for us to get together with other veterans that, there's no really other opportunity to do that throughout, our course of our daily comings and goings, and just hear each other's stories. And also, if anybody is having trouble dealing with the labyrinth of the VA and needs to know how to get assistance, that information is there. Yesterday, Helen Jane shared a story about the Oakland County has a free ride service through the end of August for veterans. That it turns out we don't really need it. Maybe Pete can take advantage of it, but that there are opportunities that are presented to us, and we can share that at the meetings.
Great point right there. Yes, just in case other people aren't aware of it, or they don't necessarily listen or watch the same channels that everyone else does, and they do need that help and that resources. Great point that you brought up. Pete, I want to get to you real quick. Being a veteran of the Coast Guard, like we just heard, what do you enjoy most about these veteran meetings yourself, Pete?
Well, we had a lot of opportunities to get out in the
Detroit River.
Detroit River, and it was something that I wanted to make sure was going to happen, and we did it. So.
Nice. I'm so glad to see that you all are creating that safe, common ground space for our veterans. And first and foremost, thank you both for your services to this country. I don't want to leave this without at least saying that. But thank you again for joining us and continuing. Helen, just getting back to you, how do you feel these meetings benefit veterans like Pete in the community?
Well, they can share their story. And as Greg said, it's not often a place where, I mean, it's not often that they get together and share what happened to them. I just overheard yesterday one of the men say they thought they were on their way home in the airplane and they turned around and took them back. And
They've
that
been
was
extended.
his tour was extended.
Wow.
Here they were on their way home, and that would, ooh.
The pilot said, "It's not my fault." The picture you just showed was from last year here at Helen Jane's and Pete's
No,
Sports.
that's
That
at
picture
Kelly's.
there.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
that's here.
Interesting.
Or is that at Kelly's?
That's
okay.
at Kelly's.
Okay.
Anyway,
Very similar decks
Situation.
overlooking the lake, and it's very Sylvan Lake type of environment that we love. Yeah.
So, Greg, I want to ask you real quick. Also, being a veteran, what additional support or resource do you think would be beneficial for veterans groups and its members?
So for our group, we don't have a lot of need. However, Kelly, like we were saying, has gotten businesses to host us also. And so for Sylvan Lake or anybody who's interested in supporting the veterans, by supporting the restaurants or locations that businesses that support us, by supporting them, it helps just keep the cycle going, and everybody is kind of contributing to each other, and it's just a good thing for the whole community as a whole. And that's what, as veterans, we want to be contributing and be a part of and helping the community. And to answer one of your earlier questions, just to expound just a bit, that we talk about the influence that we can have. Military service is not looked on as a career opportunity, or at least an opportunity to take advantage of the GI Bill, get college, pay for college. That's one of my motivations at the time. But you're thrown in with kids from all over the country and into the service of something greater than yourself or the country. That is a lifelong lesson, along with, all the, do what you say you're going to do and be responsible, and things that are all good messages for us all. So, one of the benefits of being in the military, besides serving your country, So, yeah.
No, well said, and I'm glad you said it yourself, sir. You put it into great perspective for us. Helen, just getting back to you, being a historian and resident of Sylvan Lake, how do you feel like events like this, the grassroots of it, actually speaks to what Sylvan Lake, the community itself, is all about?
Well, Sylvan Lake is the most friendly walker community in Oakland County, probably. We're the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan. We root for that. Anyway, it just brings people together, and they feel comfortable together because they know each other from being neighbors. But yesterday we had maybe 3 new people that I didn't know before. And it is open to any veterans that live in the area that can get here. And next time it's going to be at the Marina's house on Ferndale. And after that, it's going to be at Evolve in Kego. So we do move around, and we, Sylvan Lake is, there they are at.
That's Evolve, I
That's
believe.
Evolve.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see the veterans there, and probably in the winter time. And
Just a couple of months ago, it was a cold day, but.
Okay.
And actually, that was Bruce McIntyre is sitting across from next to me, who is Orchard Lake Mayor Pro Tem, I believe.
Okay.
That attends when he can make it too. Yeah.
Interesting. And for the people listening on 89.3 Lakes FM, those photos that we were referring to on CivicCenterTV.com, if you are watching as well. We want to thank all of you for joining us on the Splash Live, and I want to praise you all for your advocacy for veterans in the community and getting them out to create to be in that safe space. Once again, Pete Peters, Greg Miller, Helen Jane Peters, residents of Sylvan Lake, and some veterans. Thank you so much for your time, for being here.
And thank you for your interest.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for your service. I can't thank you enough, and we love to give our veterans that praise and let them know about different resources that are available right here in our community. So we'll continuously keep you updated with anything going on right here in the community when it comes to veterans, resources, et cetera, et cetera. Speaking of resources and different things, West Bloomfield's Orchard Mall is taking its shops out into hallways for an indoor sidewalk sale, right? That's right. Right on the hallways of the mall, you can meet with some of your favorite local shops for these toys, pet supplies, hair products, any and everything you could think of, so much more. It's happening now, Monday, July 15th, all the way through Saturday, July 20th. So take some time, go out there, support some of these local vendors. You can learn more about the participating stores on Facebook at Orchard Mall on Facebook, by the way. And joining us right here on the Splash Live to talk about that experience directly, we have founder and owner of Toyology Toys and Orchard Mall. We have Nori Clark joining us on the Splash. Thank you for being here, Nori.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we
it's
have
great.
A very unique event going on. What inspired you to be a part of this Orchard Mall indoor sidewalk event?
Well, guys and gals and us try and do it every summer in preparation for the holiday season coming to make room for all our new products coming in. So we've got great items that we still love, but we need to make some room.
Got you. Okay, so what you're looking to achieve is essentially out with the old, in with the new. And hold on, did I hear that right? When you say holiday season, are we talking about the holiday, like Christmas holiday? We're planning for that already right now?
Already. We've got to have our orders in and get ready to put them up.
That is interesting. Christmas in July, like they say, holidays in July. We already get in there, right? So can you tell us about some of the special promotions or featured toys or products that you will be having during the sidewalk sale, if any?
Well, so we kind of have a theme with our dots, and everything has got colored dots on them, and each dot represents a price. So we've got from $1, $2, $5, $10, and a lot of things are up to 75% off. And
ooh, wow.
Yeah, it makes it fun.
Yeah. So that's a lot easier than going directly to one of those big box, big brand stores and buying stuff straight with the sticker price. Let's go to support our local malls first and foremost and support our local shops. Up to, what'd you say?
Very,
up to
very
yes, up to 75% off. Yes.
People do not realize the importance of shopping local. It's so easy now to just click online.
Oh my goodness.
We say shop online, but shop local online. We all have websites you can buy on all of our stores. If you want your communities to say the small businesses who support our communities, so we need to be here.
See, and that's very important that you brought it up. I'm so glad you did. Founder and owner of Toyology Toys, Orchard Mall, Nori Clark joining us on the Splash Live. Just talk a little bit more in details from your perspective, how special events like this inside of a mall already, this indoor sidewalk so actually helps local vendors.
Well, hopefully it just reminds people we're here because we get forgotten about, and the importance of shopping local. I mean, we're the ones who give your kids their first jobs. We're the ones who give taxes and support all the community functions and the churches and schools. And Toyology has a kickback program where if your school signs up, each family, if they mention your school, we give a kickback of 10% in money or 20% in merchandise every year back to these schools. And a lot of people need to know about this and know how important it is to support all of us.
Yes. And that's good that you all do things like that to kind of give back too. We already, like you said, you already give back in different ways through taxes and other ways to contribute, but now you're doing other initiatives and programs to help give back also. Very, very important. Give any last details, information about Toyology or this indoor sidewalk sale for our residents that we don't already know.
Well, this particular sidewalk sale, we have 3 Toyology locations. So this is only at our West Bloomfield location.
Gotcha.
And we got great stores, Guys and Gals and Premier Pets and the Beauty Salon and all the other stores participating. Come check us out and see what we have. And as I said, we got great items on our sidewalk sale. All new items, not like old stuff that's been laying around. We're just trying to make some room for the holidays.
I have one question that just sparked into my mind. As a parent of a very young child, and me hearing you say you're preparing for the holiday season, are there any hot new toys that we should be expecting this holiday season that you'll probably be restocking on?
There's a lot of hot, cool toys, but I have one that's my favorite so far that's coming. And this is a remote control car.
Whoa.
We drive it to the mall telling people to come to the sale.
Whoa.
But how cool is this? It's remote control. Comes in red and blue.
That is nice.
One of my new favorites.
Yes, yes. Okay, so that's one of the very many toys they can see at the sidewalk sale happening in Orchard Mall right now, all the way through Saturday, July 20th, by the way. We want to thank you again, Nori Clark, founder, owner of Toyology Toys in Orchard Mall, for being here. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely,
Over
absolutely.
and see us.
Yes, please go out, see them, support, and shop local. We appreciate that. We love seeing that also. And just like Nori just said, supporting local or small businesses always does us all good in the end. So we love to see that and support that. We have a lot more information to talk about and to get into, but we are live, local and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
We've got news. Civic Center TV just reached 1 million views on YouTube. Over the years, we've filed over 10,000 stories. We've covered local parades and events, life-saving efforts by first responders, remarkable accomplishments of local individuals, state championship athletic teams, and our area's history, government, and the people who volunteer to make our community better. Civic Center TV on cable, online, and on social media, now with over 1 million views on YouTube. Civic Center TV, thanks for watching. You're 1 in a million.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. I am your host for today, Kevin McIntosh. If you needed a sign to support your local library, here it is. Literally, you're watching on Civic Center TV right now. The West Bloomfield Library has launched a new promotional campaign that lets you show your love for their local resources, books, media, and more with your own yard sign, It reads, Library Enthusiast. Makes you look all fancy right now at your home. So you can pick up those at your main or West Acres branch, West Bloomfield Township Public Library, and learn more directly on their Facebook at West Bloom LIB, West Bloom LIB on Facebook for more information on how you can grab one of those signs. July is here, which means it is officially Art Show Month in Greater West Bloomfield. The Orchard Lake Fine Art Show returns at the end of the month. That'll be Saturday, July 27th, and Sunday, July 28th, by the way, on Powers and Daily Roads in West Bloomfield. That'll be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on that Saturday, closing just an hour earlier on that Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on that Sunday. It is absolutely free parking, by the way. It's in the back half of the parking lot behind the West Bloomfield Medical Center, just to put that out there. And you can see artists from all over the world, including right here in our own area, while you shop for amazing artwork in your own hometown. So if you like art, you want to support local artists, shop local like we are continuously promoting, this would be a great place for you to go to. Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show, July 27, July 28. You want to learn more about the show and the visiting artists that will be there, go directly to their website, hotworks.org, or visit them on Facebook, of course. Facebook at Hot Works art shows for more information regarding that also. It's almost time to go back to school, but not everyone will go back prepared for the very first day of class. And by that, we mean even in our community, some students and families cannot afford some of the essentials, supplies that they need just to get by in school. Backpacks, pencils, papers, notebook, folders, etc. Different supplies required for different grade levels. Spirit of Grace Church wants to actually help out with that, but they need your help to actually make it happen. Their goal is to fill at least 20 backpacks, I believe is what they have, for boys and girls with all of the essentials so that they can go back ready for school day one without any other needs for the most part. Donations can be dropped off at the church. It is located at 2399 Figure Avenue, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. 3 p.m. So if you get an opportunity, go up there, pay them a visit. And they also, as well as before and after their Sunday worship service at 10 a.m., they will be accepting those supplies and donations also. For more information on how you can help out with this event, visit them directly on their Facebook, of course, Spirit of Grace on Facebook for more information on the Spirit of Grace backpack donation drive and initiative that they have going on. We want to celebrate National Parks and Recreation Month with West Bloomfield Parks, by the way. July is National Parks and Recreation Month, and they want you to show how our local parks are, quote, where you belong. So their posts, or your post, they want you to take your favorite memories, moments, photos, videos, tag them on Facebook at WB Parks. They are currently running a campaign and initiative. It's hashtag WB where you belong. When you tag them on Facebook and social media, make sure you put that hashtag WB where you belong campaign promotions and be eligible for a few different giveaways. You can share your memories by July 24th for your chance to win up to 4 free passes to Lily Pad Springs, a picnic cooler, WB Park sticker pack, so much more that they have in store. And of course, all of their programs and events are available for registration or registration online, wbparks.org as well for more information regarding that. We will continuously have more information for you. As a matter of fact, West Bloomfield had a lot of star power lately on the football field. Very, very exciting over the weekend. Perhaps we saw the greatest Laker take the field as well, all while learning from one of the greats, the Punisher, Brandon Davis Swain.
After 4 years at West Bloomfield High School and becoming one of the most decorated football players in the history of Michigan sports, Brandon Davis Swain is now doing his part to inspire the next generation.
This is my first camp, so giving back, because I went to countless of camps when I was little. So this is just the first one for the little kids. And I want to do more eventually.
It's really a cool experience because not only I get to see my son in action, I get to see other kids that's on my team and other teams that play with my son in action as well. This is where they have fun at, when they just get to play around and not run laps and not do push-ups and just have fun. I just love being around it, being the fly on the wall sometimes, and even coaching.
It was inspired before Brandon was even born. My mother, God rest her soul, Renee Davis, served in the community, and that's where I get it from. She worked at the recreation centers. That's why I really get my inspiration from her, to be able to give back everything free, don't charge the kids, and I'm just teaching my son to do the same thing.
My main thing is just make sure they have fun and then learn some new things today.
I mainly came out to the camp and because it was free and it was a good opportunity, just meet new people. I mean, it's a great experience to know where I could go and things like that.
Having this family atmosphere and having, people around you that care and are putting into you, and showing that you mean something, and that's big just in itself, you know what I mean?
These kids are making friends from all over the state, all over the city, east side, west side, north side, suburbs, west suburbs, south. It just creates a friendship atmosphere with everybody.
I think it's all about inspiring them to be something great, showing them that they can be everything that they can be. And if everybody does this and give back, it'll be more Brandon Davis Swains.
Teaching them life lessons as well as just showing up and just being a part of a team and just showing them that it's not only about them, but it's about the person next to them, and they will only be as good as the person that's next to them.
Brandon's a great kid. He's going to do great things at Colorado, and I'm so glad that, like I said, we got a chance to be out here and participate in his first camp with him. Prime got him a great one, man. Straight from the D. Dog.
Dog indeed. It's good to see West Bloomfield residents come up and find ways to give back to their community. Brandon Davis Swain, Donovan Edwards, even Special K, Gregory Kelser himself, giving back to our local community and residents. Love to see that and hear that. So much more to keep you updated with right here on The Splash, and we love to talk to you right here in the greater West Bloomfield area. We are live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.